tried to go down the middle. Roma left the leg trailing and sweeps it away.
Right foot. Whoa! And Chicharito through all of that build-up.
Who steps up? He hits this with Paulie, but...
Well, hello, thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail. You're very welcome to the programme. And as you can see, we're at Milford here. And this is the home of the penalty kick. Because it was William McCrum who invented the penalty kick. And you can see a football there. And Milford, and home of the penalty kick. And also you can see a chimney there, which represents the mill, because the family were big mill owners. They originated this village here. You can see the chimneys. They're mill houses. And they built this village here for the mill workers and for their mill. And where we are is we're between Armagh and Monaghan, and this is Milford, and this wee village was actually built for the mill, so it was. As you can see, it says Milford, but it's also the home of the penalty kick. So I'm not going to read all this board out to you because there's a lot of reading. You can pause the video there if you want and have a read. It's very interesting, but I'll read a wee bit. It says Milford. Milford derives its name from the mill by the Ford crossing on the historic Callan River. It lies in the district of Kennedy's, one of a number of neighbouring townlands, once owned by the Culdees, a 9th century monastic order. And that's the McCrum legacy and linen boom. And so they were linen producers. And that's William McCrum. And that's Robert Germany McCrum. He was also known as RG, so he was. But it was his son, RG's son. It says he had only one son, William, known fondly to villagers as Master Willie, and he actually invented the penalty kick. So I'm going to read this out to you because it's interesting. The penalty kick. His lasting claim to fame was inventing the penalty kick rule in football. In the 19th century, amateur football was largely a free-for-all, with almost no coherence or organisation. As a goalkeeper with the local football team, Master Willie had the opportunity to witness the way in which the purity of sport was being corrupted by such foul play. Then he had his big idea: offenders should be punished by a penalty, and not just any old penalty, but a penalty kick. The penalty kick rule was adopted by the Irish Football Association in 1890, and though initially scorned by the English authorities as the Irishman's motion, it became international law. Isn't that incredible? The following year, didn't know that. Why, above all people, should a goalkeeper come up with such an idea? Perhaps one explanation may be that Master Willie, who was heavily involved in amateur dramatics, what's that says, saw it as a classical piece of sporting theatre, placing the goalkeeper centre stage. So you can read the rest of that if you so wish, but this is the home of the penalty kick. And as I say, that's William McCrum and Robert Germany McCrum. So this is McCrum Park. You can see what I think's cherry blossoms falling off the trees. See some of the old mill houses there. Macrum Park, named after William Macrum. So it is. And this is really a square, so it is. Hello. This is really a square, so it is. But this is the bust of the man himself. The memorial to William Macrum. Didn't realise the other day when I was driving by the village, I seen the orange hall and it looked very unique. I didn't know it was an orange hall. Thought maybe it was something to do with the orange, I wasn't sure. And I thought I'd investigate. Next thing is I was reading the billboard saying about the home of the penalty kick. Couldn't believe it. And that's William. Says there William Macrum, inventor of the penalty kick. Isn't that amazing? Here in County Armagh. Who would have thought so? But there you are. So there's loads of writing here. I'm not going to read all this out, tell you. I'll just read these photos here. It's William Macrum, inventor of the penalty kick, and R.G. Macrum Institute, opened in 1914. So if you want to read that, fill your boots. But it's too much for me to read. That's Milford invents a penalty kick. What's this one? This is Milford House, 1905. Seat of the Macrum family. Of course, that's derelict today. In private ownership, but derelict. William Macrum, 1865 to 1932. See, somebody has smashed that one, unfortunately. They don't respect their history, it would appear, the kids. Again, you can pause that, zoom in, if you so wish. So all the football fans out there, the penalty kick originated here in this wee village. Isn't that amazing? Campaign to save the penalty kick fields gets underway. Local historian Joe McManus at the site prior to development. That's Sporting Village, cricket on the green beside Milford Factory, 1921. So that's the factory. Again, you can have a wee read of that if you so wish. Pause the video. There's goalkeeper in the 1890 Milford team, which played in the Irish Championships first season. Of course, William was a goalkeeper. That's him there. You can see him there with his teammates, and it gives you all the teammates there. And that's William. Again, you can read if you so wish. So there you go. That's William Macrum, the inventor of the famous penalty kick. So this is number 3 Victoria Street in Armagh. And this is where William Macrum lived. This was his last house that he lived in. And there used to be a billboard there just at the door, but it's gone now, so it is. So let's go in and have a wee look. So this is St Mark's Church of Ireland, and this is where William Macrum is actually buried. So I'm going to show you the family grave, because William McCrum, who actually started the mill in Milford, is buried here too, along with his son RG, and then RG's son William, who actually invented the penalty kick. And this is the grave here. Excuse me. So they have a lovely white surround around it, as you can see. So this first grave is William McCrum, who actually started the factory with his brother John. And he was born on the 15th of March 1785. He died at Milford on the 6th of February 1879. And his wife, Judith, and then Robert Germany, I think that is. I'm not sure how to pronounce that second name. And he was the father, of course, of William, the penalty kick inventor, and RG's wife was Annie, who was the mother of William. And you can see a wee football there as well. That's remembered by Milford, so it is. So that's the family plot there. That's William himself, the penalty kicker, or the inventor of the penalty kicker, should I say. And that's the family plot. So thanks for watching.